Hey kids, you're about to listen to a comedy podcast. That means that none of this is medical advice. If you need medical advice or medical care, please contact your doctor.
Welcome to the Jock podcast featuring Dr. London Smith, where the medical lesson is completely made up and the points don't matter. I'm your host, No, I'm not your host.
Nope.
Introducing your host, Dr. London Smith.
Hello, and welcome to the Jock podcast, where we discuss fitness and health, and how to incorporate our modern understanding of science and medicine into our daily lives, but without it being so boring. I'm your host, drlondonsmith.com. I'd like to begin by apologizing to our listeners. We've received some feedback about the excessive amount of technical medical terms that I've been using, such as acetylcholinesterase inhibitor and end of summer. So I'll try to temper my terminology to a simpler one in the future. Here to help with that is our producer, Cameron.
Hey, Dr. London. I hope you're not forgetting about our sponsor today, because you were so mum about it. You didn't even say a word.
Okay. And it's because we've had so many cancel recently.
Yeah, that is true. A lot of the sponsors we have do get canceled on social media because they'll end up being, a little problematic,
because we endorse them sometimes.
Sometimes that's the reason it's canceled. I'm going to be honest, a few times we've led the cancellation campaign on our own advertisers.
Because once the check clears, that's been your motto. The check cleared, we can cancel them.
We can do anything we want. Yeah. But no, Dr. London, we have a very exciting sponsor today. Have you ever been in your home? Answer that question.
Yeah,
Have you ever been in your home?
So it's still being built. I've walked the property, but I've not been inside.
Yeah. Well, for normal people who have sat in their house, they sometimes will get scared. And what do you do if you're scared in your home? You get a home security system, Dr. London.
Oh, that sounds way better than what I've... Okay, yes. Okay.
What were you going to say?
No, it's nothing. It's actually it's really bad for so home security system. That sounds better than
Better than what?
No, just like sometimes when you get spooked, then your body kind of takes over, but
and then
it's like that's why you have to hire out you kind of have to get a new sort of maid service and whatever, because it's
because the previous one won't come back after last time.
That
the mess
and
was too ridiculous,
and you just don't want them to gossip anymore.
The maid community, very chatty,
and
absolutely
very connected. All of them know. Oh
yeah, they have a group chat.
Yeah, and sometimes I get tagged in it, and sometimes not. So I get to they'll, and I'll know it's me because they'll send pictures of the the mess, and so I'll be like, "Hey, can you take that down?" And then they'll just ridicule me because they won't work for me at that point. It's not even a question.
And they have the pictures, they have video. You're sort of slipping and sliding everywhere.
Yeah,
there's GIFs made of it. There's sort of 3D animations made from it. It becomes sort of an international sensation. Someone auto-tunes it and it goes viral, and it lands a #1 hit on Billboard. Yeah, no, I remember all this.
Yeah. So
anyway,
security system. Yeah.
You get a security system because no bad guys are going to get in here with a security system. But Dr. London, you know what's really unfortunate is that not every danger in your home is just some jacked guy breaking in. Sometimes the biggest danger in your home is the home itself, Dr. London. Refrigerator falls on you. Toilet, it creates a suction and it pulls your butt out. The roof starts to pour down and then chase you. Your hand gets caught in the door, and then you're stuck there for 2-3 days. These are all real things that really happen to normal guys like you and me.
Is this a haunted house specific security system?
No, these are just normal things that happen in
Okay.
a normal house.
Okay.
You might be, sitting there watching TV, an item flies off the wall and smashes you in the head.
Well, I ask in part because, the house I'm having built is a haunted house.
Oh, yeah. Really, really popular right now.
Yeah. So
it's a little expensive for me and a little trendy, but to build one. But what did you do to get it haunted?
I just told the contractor like what I need is a haunted house because.
But you're supposed to negotiate with the contractor how the haunting happens, because otherwise you don't want it to be it's haunted, because he, let's say, disrespects the carcass of a cat. And then it's just like a cat ghost hanging around. That sucks.
That sounds all right. Like I'm okay with cats. That's not.
I am too, but like that's it. That's the extent of your haunted house. It's just this one pissed off cat.
It does seem like the security system would be kind of a waste of money at that point. Yeah.
Well, you don't even know the security system existed,
mantles.
so this isn't. Yeah, this is. But the point of this security system, Dr. Lennon, this is the world's first true home security system, security from the home itself. A guy comes over, his name is Daniel. He stops everything from happening. When the fridge is about to fall on you, he's there. What is he doing? He's stopping it. He's grabbing it. He's like, I got it. When a book is flying off of the shelf and smacking you in the face, Daniel is throwing himself in front of it like a bodyguard in front of the president.
Okay. Yeah. When the president's being thrown at you, is that how that metaphor is? Okay.
No, when the bodyguard is throwing the president.
Okay.
You know how when there's a big crowd and the bodyguard throws the president to the other bodyguard,
they
sort of
safe.
just...
Yeah.
You toss it 20, 30 feet over, it allows the president to get somewhere not only quicker, but also safer.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's... I'm just trying to think, because for my house... I'm sorry, maybe it's selfish for me, because I am just thinking of how this would apply to mine.
Yeah. Well, maybe the advertiser wants that as the host explaining why it doesn't apply to his situation.
Yeah, but so I guess if my house were haunted enough, hopefully it's. I guess I gotta talk to the contractor.
I really want to stress, nothing in here is about it being haunted.
Yeah.
This is about a guy named Daniel who comes over to your house and makes sure that your house is not destroyed.
Grabs stuff and stabilizes it.
Grabs stuff, stabilizes it. Oh, are you about to drop a plate and then there's going to be glass shattered everywhere? No, because he is sliding under you and grabbing the plate before it hits the ground.
Oh, okay. So if let's say I get, because once again, my biggest problem with home security so far has been sort of the mess I make and the maid service that has to respond to it. What does Dan do about that?
I guess, he can't really stop something coming out of your bowels or bladder. Like, he doesn't have... I assume he doesn't have access to those things.
Not just the bowels and bladder, but
stop it. However, he could be there with maybe a bucket.
Okay.
And to help catch everything so it's not as big of a mess.
Okay.
He could maybe provide you or the maids with a poncho or some sort of device to keep everyone dry
when it
and
happens
happy.
While I have a lot of guests over, that like the poncho thing would genuinely change.
Well, it's
the
when
game.
you have a lot of the maids over. You sort of socialize with the maids and you have maid parties.
Won't hire them, but I will host an event for them, and they all do show up. That's okay. So okay.
But anyway, this is Daniel's true home security. Daniel comes over to your house, and I want to stress you. It doesn't have to be haunted, but I never even thought of it. It sounds like it is perfect for a haunted house situation.
Yeah, and I hate to push that in, but like that could be a pretty good niche.
I think this is great. Yeah, if again, like I have lived in homes where my books, they're going to be flying at my face. Pens are going to be spinning around randomly. I might hear voices on the radio all of a sudden.
The walls might bleed.
And if I had Daniel there to turn off the radio real quick, to close my eyes so I don't see the walls bleeding.
I was gonna say maybe stand in front of the walls with like just hands on his hips, looking at the wall sternly.
I think it's probably easier to just he puts his hand in front of your eyes. He does that a lot for me personally.
Okay. Yeah. So you're already using the system.
Oh, I am a day one customer, Dr.
Wow.
London.
Okay. That's great.
And we're on day 3 now, and I'm really, really happy for this sponsor.
Okay.
And we're getting on the ground floor of it.
Yeah. Okay. So Dan's Home Security. This is that's great.
Yeah.
So
it's Daniel.
Daniel.
It's not Dan's, but
Daniel. Well, you refer to him as so the company's Daniel's, but you call him Dan.
I mean, I
Yes.
call him Dan, but I specifically said it was a guy named Daniel, and it's Daniel's True Home Security.
Okay. Branding matters. I get that. Okay. Anyway, so that's our producer Cameron. Also with us is Digital in the house. Digital in the house. Your body kind of takes over.
This is about a guy named
Digital in the house.
International Sensation. Really, really popular right now. Really, really trendy.
Digital in the house.
Auto tunes it and it goes viral and it lands a #1 hit on Billboard. Yeah. This is about a guy named
Digital in the house.
International Sensation. Really, really popular right now. Really popular right now. Really, really trendy.
Digital in the house.
Auto tunes it and it goes viral and it lands a #1 hit on Billboard. Yeah.
Please welcome DJ Dylan in the house. DJ Dylan in the house. It's a recording artist, music mogul, sensation. Please welcome
Digital in the house.
Please welcome the wickedly talented,
Digital in the house.
one and only,
Digital in the house.
the wickedly
multi-talented musician whose critically acclaimed new album
Digital in the house.
debuted at #1 on the
Billboard
charts. Yeah.
So I danced to this new song that I don't know if y'all know about this. This
Digital in the house.
is blowing up all over the place, and you tweeted out about it, right?
Yes.
Let's just show them a little bit of how great this guy is.
Digital in the house.
Please welcome DJ Dylan in the house. DJ Dylan in the house. DJ Dylan in the house. DJ Dylan in the house.
the wickedly talented,
DJ Dylan in the house.
This is about a guy named
And later, Cameron tells me we can expect a special guest. So look forward to that.
You know, that's right.
So before we move on, I would like to address a bit of listener feedback. Now, you might hear sometimes that in this age of technology, analytics can be affected by bot accounts. People say like it's a lot of bots.
No.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and I know you've been pretty adamant about our listeners, we got to cater to the listeners.
Yeah.
But like I looked at the analytics and I know that it looked a lot like it was a very specific demographic that we've been appealing to, but it does look like, and I will say, I think we've retained that base of 4 human listeners.
Okay.
I think we still have them.
Okay,
But
great.
we've been
Yeah.
neglecting the needs of our 600 million more artificially intelligent consumers.
Yeah.
So, Cameron, I guess, could you ask the router for this week's top feedback comment? Or is it, you said you were taking fluent, or you were maybe conversational binary was a class you were looking into so you could talk to them?
Yeah, I was definitely looking into it. I definitely, I saw a bunch of, well, I didn't see anything. Let's see. How do I look into it in a way? I said I was going to do it. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's real. Is that looking into it? I committed to doing it, and I said I did.
So we did. So it sounds like maybe you didn't do it, and so you can't talk to the, because that's what I know to do with a bot, is to talk to the router.
Okay, look, I've done a few of the Duolingo classes. It's not great, but
Okay,
I can give it a shot. Okay. Router.
Okay.
No,
No,
I
I
didn't.
guess
mean-
was that, did that do it? It's still humming.
Oh my god, it's shaking right now.
Okay. You're in a
then
haunted
it's-
house though, right?
Yeah,
Dan?
it's also, well, now it's printing out a question. I didn't know the router had that functionality or had ink or paper. And it's printing out a question, and it says, how to eat human food when in computer.
Okay. No, I get, this is a good question.
Ah.
How
yeah.
to eat human food when in computer. So, I'm trying to think back to when I was in computer. And I feel like it was only, nothing's coming to mind. Like, I guess I can't remember back that far, you can remember back to childhood,
Yeah.
but not to computer.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I do remember at least sort of the first day I was
Okay.
computer. Like, I remember the bright lights.
The warmth?
And
Oh,
it was cold.
Okay.
Ooh, it was so cold. Yeah. And I think you can, I'm pretty sure you can put bologna in a CD
Okay.
tray. Like, I'm pretty sure you can stick an entire piece of bologna in the CD tray, and that'll be probably, I would assume, how the bots will be able to eat.
So bots, you're gonna want to go ahead and I guess if you don't have a CD drive, you're gonna get one of those.
Well, you're going to need either a human companion friend, so that it might be a good idea to befriend someone who could help you put, bologna into your CD slot. Or, yeah, as Dr. Lennon said, maybe your MacBook Air, maybe there's no CD slot. You might have to get an external CD drive to stick the bologna in.
Yeah, okay.
And so either, I would say, befriend a human or, hire someone. Can you, you have access to TaskRabbit, you're in the router.
Yeah. Are you talking to me?
Just the general audience of robots.
Just our 600 million. Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying they're they're in the router. They have access to
They're
TaskRabbit.
already
They can
there.
hire a human. Just be like, hey, I'm gonna give you $5. Just put bologna in me.
Yeah. Okay. And that's honestly sounds a bit expensive, but I guess that the gas money to get there. And
I don't think the
everything.
computer is paying this.
Oh, okay. Oh.
I don't know where. I don't think the router is getting money anywhere.
Sure. Okay. Well, in any case, I hope that answers your question.
Unless
Bots.
someone put a dollar bill in the CD slot. Dr. Lennon, we could be dealing with robots that are richer than we ever imagined.
Well, not a whole dollar, obviously. That's an exaggeration, but what if?
All right,
So,
let's keep an eye on these robot
yeah.
listeners.
Yeah. So anyway, to these listeners, thank you for listening. And I guess also to the humans, but honestly, I feel like there's such a huge market for the bots right now. That's really what we're gonna focus on.
Very popular. Westworld.
Mm-hmm. So now for today's medical topic, hypocalcemia. Hypocalcemia, or low calcium levels in the blood, is typically caused by primary hypoparathyroidism, which in turn is most often a complication of prior neck surgery, such as the thyroidectomy, in which the parathyroids have been inadvertently removed while the thyroid was being resected. So, this resulting drop in calcium occurs because the parathyroid hormone, usually abbreviated PTH, is a hormone that normally causes calcium levels to increase in the bloodstream. So, when the PTH is decreased, and the calcium levels also decrease in the bloodstream.
And so you just eat calcium, and then it's you keep listing diseases and stuff that are even just no big deal.
Well, no, it's one of these things where it's a hormone inside your body that will change how these things are absorbed, how they work.
Okay, so you just eat two calcium tablets or whatever.
Well, no. This affects.
This saves you
$1,000
doctor visit. It's just taking 2 calcium tablets.
So, no, that's because they won't necessarily be absorbed properly. Do you see how I'm? It's the absorb. Okay.
No, I think I maybe should be asking this question to the tablets.
Okay. Another cause of primary. Sorry, are you referring to the bots as the tablets?
No, the calcium tablets.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a question that I could probably get the answer to on the bottle. That's going to be more informative than whatever the hell you're trying to say.
It does make me think tablets would be a good nickname for our listeners.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But
they
anyway.
might get offended at that if they're not a tablet-based
Yeah.
AI.
And then we're going to get canceled for a whole new reason. Yeah. Okay.
So because I'm digital, I'm a tablet, right? I'm an iPad. Oh, play Angry Birds on me. Yeah. They'll get so mad.
Yeah. Another cause of primary hypoparathyroidism leading to hypocalcemia includes hypomagnesemia, because magnesium is necessary for PTH to be released from the gland. And so low magnesium will lead to increased urinary loss of calcium.
I'm so tired of the mall. Aren't you tired of the mall?
Is that related? Is this?
Oh, no, sorry. After the calcium, I already learned this medical lesson via the bottle I'm going to read later. So
right.
I'm kind of on my own thing right now, and I'm just so tired of the mall. It's like, why don't we get something like a new store every once in a while?
Well, I think that they do put in new stores at the mall
every damn day. I'm seeing the same stores at the mall. I'm sitting at the food court and I'm saying, sorry, can I get a little bit of change of scenery here a bit?
And it's just someone walking by.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of it.
Okay, so another cause of hypocalcemia is renal failure, because the kidneys are normally responsible for converting vitamin D to its more active form. Vitamin D deficiency itself is also a cause of hypocalcemia, and this deficiency can be caused by inadequate sunlight exposure or insufficient intake of vitamin D.
And don't just move your store from one side of the mall to the other.
Yeah.
That makes me mad. Seeing a big coming soon display, and then it's a store that's already in the mall. It's just like a bigger space. Ooh, I'm so pissed.
So unlike hypoparathyroidism, vitamin D deficiency has lab values showing low phosphate and elevated alkaline phosphatase. In these cases of hypocalcemia caused by vitamin D deficiency, PTH is elevated because calcium is low. Vitamin D deficiency causes rickets, which is a childhood disease of impaired long bone growth, and craniotabes, which is soft skull bones. And it can also vitamin D deficiency also causes osteomalacia in adults. It's an adult disease of bone impairment, which is more mild than rickets. And these osteomalacia patients typically also have muscle pain.
I do have a list of stores that I've imagined that I think could be really fun if they ever existed. I don't know who to pitch these to.
Well, I get the mall manager, maybe?
Maybe so. But
have you, because you've talked to him, right? You bring your complaints to him?
He won't. I mean, I have to go through a third party now.
Okay. Is that now? Because you have talked to him before.
Yes, I'm not allowed to anymore. It has to go through sort of my parole officer sort of thing.
Yeah. So other causes of hypocalcemia include genetic disorders, fat malabsorption, because remember that vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin, and low albumin states. Though in the case of albumin as the cause of hypocalcemia, you actually do not replace calcium.
Karate Kitchen. That's a place that I have. It's karate themed kitchen wares. Sort of, so it can be like a cutting board that you can also chop in half with your own hands, for example. It could also, there could be like maybe a ladle and it has like a belt wrapped around it. Like karate.
And that would, okay. Oh, like a
black belt.
A certain color.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So clinically, patients with hypocalcemia will generally have twitchy, and hyperexcitable signs. The signs of neural hyperexcitability in hypocalcemia include the Vostek sign, and that's spelled like CHVOSTEK sign. That's Vostek sign, but it's Vostek sign.
Jean Jacket Junction. This would be a place that really focuses on more specific styles of jean jackets.
So the Vostek sign is it's facial nerve hyperexcitability. So that you trigger that by tapping the face over the facial nerve, and it'll get it to twitch.
Like you can get those jean jackets that have like the Sherpa lining and stuff in it. But like, what about a jean jacket that was also like a NASCAR outfit?
Hypocalcemia can also have symptoms
with like logos.
Or I guess these are signs actually, because they'll happen without the patient controlling it. But it's carpopedal spasm, perioral numbness, that's numbness around the lips, the mental irritability, seizures, and tetany or Trousseau sign.
You could do a jean jacket poncho. You could do a jean jacket, maybe like ski wear.
Testing for hypocalcemia can include EKG, which may show a prolonged QT that may eventually cause arrhythmia. Slit lamp exam may show early cataracts. The treatment for hypocalcemia, it is calcium replacement.
I know. I'm going to read that bottle later. I already know.
And activated vitamin D given orally if symptoms are mild or absent, and intravenously if symptoms are severe. But do you see how vitamin D can also be the solution? Like, it's not just give them more of the thing. They need vitamin D to absorb it.
Okay, so then you give them the vitamin D gummy candies before they have the calcium tablets.
Potentially, depending on the dosage and the
your job, right? I just did your job. Is that right?
Well, there's a diagnosis. There's like diagnosing it is a big part of it. But yes, you do just replace the calcium.
Petey's Penguin Parlor. Petey's Penguin Parlor would be sort of a parlor restaurant, but also have a lot of merch. Huge amount of merch. I love restaurants with merch, and I love when the focus is on merch. T-shirts that have penguins on it. Maybe little flippers that you could put on. Maybe koozies that look like a little penguin. All of these are all mall options.
That the manager won't listen to you about anymore.
Because I'm just so tired of the mall.
Yeah, okay. Well, do you want to move on from the mall and from hypocalcemia for the moment?
It's your show. I'm just the producer.
Okay. All right, Cameron, you said that we have a guest today. Is that right?
We certainly do, Dr. Linden. We have a very, very special guest today.
Okay. Well, hello there. My name is drlondonsmith.com, and this is our producer, Cameron. What was your name?
Hello there. Name's Darren Kalamakis. You could call me Stretch. I hope you don't mind, but I'm calling in from my 18-wheeler here.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Just kind of traveling throughout that. Just kind of want to call in to hear some friendly voices. I listen to your podcast all the time, and I just thought to myself, wow. If I could only just hear your voices in person, I could feel connected. It's a little lonely out here on the road. And
I want to check real quick, because you say you're one of our listeners. Are you one of the 4 human listeners, or are you one of the 600 million robot listeners?
I can confirm that I am, in fact, a human listener. And it's until they replace all these trucks with AI bots like they want to do, it's going to be me right here listening to you week after week.
Okay, and so if I hold up these letters here, can you tell me what they are?
Okay, one second. I see an A. O. I want to see a B. Oh, 1 second. I got to look at the road again. All right, I'm back. I can't see. It's too small after that.
Okay, well, also, Cameron can't read them either, so
Oh,
it's
no,
not
yeah.
like...
Yeah,
okay,
these captchas are really, really hard.
Yeah.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah, they don't... They act like the captchas are really good for weeding out all the, the robots, but I feel like a lot of humans who are bad at letters are also going to struggle.
I had a cousin who was dyslexic. Poor guy. Couldn't even make a Facebook account.
Oh, no. And those captchas that are like, what's 7 plus 7? Those are... that those are really good bot-proof, because there's no way a robot could figure something like that out.
Not with the
I feel like they could probably... Yeah, they could figure it out eventually. They can try any number.
Well, sure. If you have a mega computer, sure.
If you've got a mega computer and you one of those Bitcoin computers that's going to run for like a year or two and to get you an answer for sure. But the website will have already moved on by then. It'll be a completely different website.
Dr. London, I got a question for you.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Thank you.
Are you single?
That's tough to answer. Legally, at this point, what am I? Well, we aren't together.
Legally, you guys are texting, right?
Yeah, but like not in a legally binding manner anymore.
Oh, okay.
Dr. London, you ever been lonely? Maybe.
Okay. And this is yes, I have. Most of the, especially if I'm in like a crowded room. You ever feel that way?
All the time, I feel. They say truckers married twice. First to the road, and second to his wife. Never been married to my wife, so just kind of...
You're still in your first marriage, then?
First marriage to the road. Every woman ever since just never really stacked up to what she gave me. Freedom. But she doesn't talk back.
Is this something you've consummated, or...
Oh, yeah. But luckily, unfortunately, I've never been able to have any kids.
Conceive, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, it's, people are, sort of, and I know there's a lot of political stuff surrounding this kind of thing, but like, some people really do struggle with their fertility stuff. Like, it's a real problem that people have.
Yeah.
And I think we shouldn't be down on people just because they struggle with it,
I don't want to get into politics. I don't think it's fair that we're getting rid of all the infertile people.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay. Well, we're not on the same side.
Are you
for
for
everything.
cloning? Is that what you're trying to say? That we should collect zygotes and create clones?
I'm just saying, like,
you're a zygote collection. You can't just brush past that.
That's right.
Well, yeah, sure, I collect, but that's to flip. The market is insane these days.
Yeah, you got to hold on to those zygotes. They go up.
They always go up. That's one market that's is really, really secure. The blue chip market for sure.
Got to have those diamond hands and hold on to those futures,
But yeah, so admitting your bias, I just want to make sure you're honest here. But yeah, admitting your bias. No, that's not what you're talking about.
I'm just saying, I think it's wrong for the government to round up all the infertile people and then put them on an island.
Yeah, but Fuckboy Island's so fun.
I know, but they're never going to have kids.
Yeah, but they get to fuck, and they're hot, so it's like, whatever.
Well,
that is true.
Cameron's never heard this counterpoint, so this is...
That is interesting. Yeah. Okay, all right. You know what? The government knows what it's doing on this subject. I can see.
You got to remember, the government's full of the most brilliant people. They only elect the smartest, the most capable, people who have the highest education, but also have worked the most menial jobs, so that they're well-rounded and they'll understand everything their citizens need.
Ron Paul, etc.
Yeah. So I was wondering, Stretch, have you been feeling the hit of all the supply chain issues? Because I feel like maybe you'd get tired of your wife after like you're stuck kind of on her for a long time, not moving while you're waiting to unload cargo.
The big thing for me is just waiting at the port. The port's just, I don't want to be there. I want to be on the open road. Just me and the old wife.
Is the port not your wife?
No. The open road is my wife. Yeah, small streets are like her cousin, and private roads are just different. Maybe like an aunt or something like that. Gravel roads would be probably something equivalent of like a like a great grandma, something like that. Cobblestones are like the mother, that kind of stuff.
And you're forced to be somewhat intimate with them in that sense.
I think it's just a passing through kind of thing. She doesn't get jealous.
Good.
She always is there waiting for me.
Is this why you asked Dr. London if he gets lonely? I mean, what was the reason for that question? Do you just think he's a lonely guy?
No, I've been with the open road for a while now. All right. And I was just wondering if Dr. London had ever just been in a relationship and still felt lonely.
Only when I'm in crowds. Like I said, like it's, people talk about that feeling like, oh, I'm surrounded by people, but I'm still feel lonely. I only exclusively feel lonely when I'm with people.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm fine.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wish I could be like you.
Yeah. No, people don't say that to me, but I know they must be thinking it.
Yeah.
Dr. Cameron.
I feel the most lonely in a group full of normal people because normal is weird to me, actually.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a crazy perspective. That's different.
Sorry, but you guys being normal, that's actually weird to me because I'm weird.
I understand. It takes an abnormal man to love the road like I do. Sometimes when I just I go up to the truck stops and you got all these different people who want to say hi, have burgers, and I just want to lie down on the open road and just embrace the heat in the day,
So is that tough whenever like they're all kind of having a party and you're like, I gotta check with the wife,
Oh yeah, that's always hard, especially just I'm always so dirty because I get out of my cab and I go lie down on the road, and then all my clothes are just covered in road dust. So they're always like, "Oh, there's old Dusty," and I keep reminding them my call sign is Stretch, but they call me Dusty sometimes to my face, and it hurts.
How did you get that name, Stretch?
Well, there's a long stretch of road, so how I used to drive, and I was always there for a stretch of time, and over time it just kind of stuck until I met her. The road.
Until you met her?
Well, I've been traveling the road Stretch? For a while. But then after a while, I just kind of. Have you ever had it where maybe Dr. London can explain this in medical terms, but to me, it was an experience. I was driving, maybe awake for like 24, 48 hours.
Yeah.
It was just me, Death Valley, and the road, maybe like a dead lizard or something. And there she was, the open road personified there in front of me and said, "Do you want to marry me?" And I said, yes. They picked me up 72 hours later after that. And I was in the desert naked, saying I was been gone through my honeymoon. And it was magical after that. Now, ever since then, I've been married to the open road.
And what's the medical term for that, Dr. London?
Yeah, what is that?
Honestly, I thought it was all so clear to me. Like, there's that is the medical term. I thought you just put it, like, that's how I would put it in my patient notes.
Oh. We have two doctors on the show.
Yeah.
Me and Dr. London.
Yeah. Both of you guys are so wise. I mean, that's why I listen to you every time. Just
thank you. Yes. And once again, we get that so often. People always say that. Have you we talked briefly about how robots are taking over, and have you worried about robots taking over your specific job?
Yeah, self-driving cars. Tesla, I think Tesla's down to one car accident a day. And that's it. That's
pretty incredible.
That's every Tesla. If you buy a Tesla and you put it in the autopilot mode, it is going to wreck. Is it down to two or three times a day? But
it's barely 2 to 3 times a day.
It's barely 2 to 3, and you won't even be that hurt, probably.
Depending.
Yeah, maybe.
Does that answer your question?
No. I to answer it, no, I am afraid. I'm afraid of what would happen if there's just more robots. But I'll be totally honest. At the port, it's where the future is. It's just I hope when I have to pack up this bag, maybe just go into more like dangerous driving. Like maybe do ice road trucking or something along that, where it's just you can't put a robot in that. You gotta be in a dangerous place, and then I don't know what to do with my open road mistress.
Well, Dr. London doesn't know this because you haven't studied robots like I do, but robots can't be in the cold like that because robots have never seen snow before. And so then when they do see snow for the first time, it's just so beautiful that's sort of all they care about.
Oh, okay. You mind if I take notes?
No.
Is that okay?
I mean, yes, I do mind. I kind of wish you.
I think they struggle with other road conditions such as black ice, thin ice.
We don't.
And existential dread.
Sorry, we don't call ice by those kind of names here. That's just not this kind of show. Black, thin, whatever. We're not really into like those labels of how ice looks, how they're perceived.
I'm sorry, I've been alone on the open road for so long. I guess I've just kind of forgotten.
Yeah.
My terms. I apologize.
No, and it shows. It shows.
Dr. London says, I don't see race, I don't see gender, I don't see weight or anything like that. I only see a person's income. Mm-hmm. And that's how you judge them, and that's how you value them as a human.
Yeah, their socioeconomic class.
Yeah. But you always say specifically dollar signs, and then you do this. You do the little hand thingy.
Yeah. Yeah, and for the listeners who just heard the hand thingy.
Yeah, I was I was putting my middle finger up into the air very high. Yeah. And that in some cultures means sort of some fun things.
Yeah. All right, well, I feel like we've covered some ground here, but unfortunately, so I don't know, Stretch, if you are open to this, but do you have chores on the road? Do you ever have to do chores?
Yeah. Why?
Okay, because we actually have chores to do on the show, and if you listen, then maybe you're aware we might need help with these chores.
Okay.
So, Cameron, would you mind explaining the chore wheel?
Absolutely, Dr. London. Every single week, Dr. London and I get into the same predicament where we did not finish all of our chores. And so we invented this very, very fun wheel that we spin. And whatever it lands on, whatever chore, whatever task, we have to do it. Oh, no. I hate this one. I can't believe we have to do this. We have to do our fantasy draft for war. We have to do this every single year. We've been putting off our fantasy draft. We usually get together around this time, and we recruit who we want on our team for war. And so we just follow typical fantasy rules. I pick someone, you pick someone, then you pick someone. And then we just sort of establish our teams, and then we can be done with it. Then we don't have to worry about it ever again until next year. So, for me, I'm going to go ahead and draft Bigfoot. I think Bigfoot is very tall, and I think he has a lot of muscle, and I think he has a lot of strength. I think that can become...
And camouflage.
Like,
hard to find him.
And I think that can be really useful in wartime.
I'm going to have to go with my boy, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, then.
Ooh, what a good choice. And is that just because he'll quote movies lines at you, or? No,
I think he's still in shape. He's got millions of dollars, so he can help with the training regimen and the team. He's also a wonderful movie star, and he can still put people to sleep.
Yeah, but you're not gonna. You're gonna ask him to do some lines from Ballers and stuff, right?
Mostly from Moana.
Oh yeah. Like say that famous line from Moana.
You're welcome. He says that a lot.
Which, and it's a song. Yeah. That's the thing
sing.
About it.
This guy, he's a triple threat. You're gonna have Bigfoot. Does Bigfoot sing? No. The Rock sings.
I'm not sure. This is embarrassing for me to admit, but I've never actually met Bigfoot. before.
You do have a point, though.
So-
I mean, Bigfoot would be unable to serenade someone or, do a siren's
troops.
call to draw enemies in as a trap like Dwayne could.
Right, exactly.
Dr. London, who's your first
Master
pick?
disguise. Go on.
Yeah, I guess first pick. Well, honestly, like I gotta say Tasmanian Devil.
Oh, yes. Are you sure you're going to be able to handle that, Dr.
It's
London?
a lot of energy.
It's a lot.
Is the back
like
office ready for
handling-
that? That's what I gotta know. You know.
Yeah, this is more of those. You send him in, and then you shutter the place. You close up because he's gonna decimate the military that he goes up against. So, sure, he'll spend a lot, and if you try to feed him, he might just kind of destroy the food rather than necessarily eating it.
Right. Yeah.
But like, he's a soldier.
Mhm.
I think that's a pretty solid choice.
Thank you. Okay, and let's see. So that's one round. Okay.
So I'll go next. I'm gonna pick Major, Joe Biden's dog who keeps biting people.
That makes sense. Yeah, he's got killer instinct.
Yeah.
He's got killer instinct. I'm gonna be honest. These security guys and stuff he keeps biting, I don't trust them. Like, I think there's a reason he's pissed off.
I mean, they've got
He
guns.
smells
I mean,
something.
good lord, if the dog shouldn't be biting people with guns around them. I mean, makes sense.
And yeah, I really think he's going to be a good fighter. And
Yeah.
I know he puts in his all, and he's already got, sort of military credentials.
Yeah. And the fact that he's he doesn't really take orders necessarily
Yeah.
whenever he thinks he knows what to do.
He's a rogue
Like, that's-
bad boy.
Yeah.
But also
That is
a good
something
boy.
you want. Oh, there it
He is
is.
a very good boy for biting those people.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right, Stretch. Do you have another fantasy pick for
This was a
war?
little bit close to home, but I want to get Sylvester Stallone specifically from the movie Over the Top, where he's a long haul
Yeah.
trucker and doing a series of arm wrestling competitions in order to salvage his relationship with his son.
Oh, I mean, are you not worried that he's going to challenge you to an arm wrestling match and then snap your arm like he does that guy?
No. See, the key is you got to point him in the right direction. That's what this is how it goes, right? You get Sylvester Stallone to long haul truck. You're good. To get The Rock deep under enemy lines.
Yeah.
The Rock gets out, goes into Master of Disguise, serenades anyone who gets in his way, and then they take out from the inside. That's the key. I'm a deep infiltrating unit here. That's where I'm going for yardage.
Gotcha.
So I wouldn't worry too much about it. He's going to be on the back of a truck.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
He's got his stuff figured out.
Yeah, I guess that's true, right? It's like directing a troublemaker's energy towards recruiting them into the military. It's directing that negativity and that stuff that might be scary onto your
Servicing
enemies. Yeah.
the greater war effort. Yeah.
Okay, I guess this is Dr. London. Do you have your second pick?
Yeah. And this is also a little bit more specific. I would pick the drunk pilot from The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a really
Yeah.
good guy. Pretty nice. But like storm's coming, he's able to. Like I just imagine what he would be like if he was sober.
Yeah.
Because that same pilot, drunk, can fly a helicopter straight into a storm. Get some parts to a boat.
And if he was sober.
And like, if he's worse when sober, then we could figure that out before we go, basically, But if he's better when he's sober, just imagine. So yeah, and just super friendly guy too. You want a friendly guy on your team. And
That's true.
Right.
You don't want a
since
lot
I-
of people squabbling and fighting. This is a guy who can hang and party.
Yeah, and I also want someone who I think could hang out with Taz pretty well. I feel like it does take a type to manage that. So, I think he could make it.
I think for my last pick, Stretch, you've said the words Master of Disguise a few times.
Oh, Dana
And
Carvey. Huh?
It's the fact that he has not been mentioned yet. Is a
Somehow.
huge mistake. The ultimate spy.
I was saving him for the last round.
Yeah.
I tipped my hand too hard. Now you're stealing it from me. This is some big draft.
This is the draft.
This is some
This
big
is-
draft
yeah.
moves.
This is how the
This is how
draft
You
works.
saw my hand. Oh.
Every year.
It's just the way, just thinking of him behind enemy lines, turtling like he does. The war successes you're gonna find with a secret spy like that. It's just really exciting to think about. So I stole your pick. I'm proud of it. I love that.
That's fine. No. It's all fair game. All right. This is my first pick, but we're gonna have to work for it. I'm gonna draft, and he's gonna be our like head. This is the guy who's gonna take control, really direct this in the right way. I'm gonna get Baron von Munchausen.
Baron von Munchausen.
Munchausen. Yeah.
Is this related to Munchausen syndrome?
Actually, yes. That's actually what it's based off of. It's about a man who's delusional, who believes in fantastic tales that all of which are real, or perhaps not. It's a great Terry Gilliam film, in case anyone's ever wondering. But also, he's based off of a book. This book is about Baron von Munchausen, who, of course, is world traveled, fought Satan and won. This guy's incredible.
Wow.
He's got everything.
Yeah, I mean,
at the very least, I'm going to get a good story out of it.
I mean, it looks like sounds like you'll at least get good travel tips.
Yeah.
Which is fighting the devil thing. Yeah, that's pretty important for war. But also, it's pretty important to be like, hey, what's a good place to eat around here?
Yeah, because he's gone everywhere, eating everything.
Wow.
Not to mention the power of imagination. It sounds like he's packing.
That's really it. I mean, you try beating the power of imagination.
That's it. That's like, when I go to war, and I don't always. I'm gonna want the power of imagination on my side, because if you're lacking that, you're not gonna make it on the battlefield. You're just not.
That's right.
Well, I guess we're over to mine now, right?
Yeah.
Last pick, so, Dr. London. It's got to be good.
Yeah. When I'm thinking of war, I'm thinking you gotta visualize that battlefield. You gotta see it all. I'm thinking the sun baby from Teletubbies.
Oh, wow. Having that sort of insight that he had, and his wisdom too.
Yeah, and seen so much. Had to have seen so much. Like, we only see him seeing the Teletubbies just do stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, imagine if that baby was seeing the battlefield. It's like the Eye of Sauron kind of thing,
Yeah,
like,
the Sol Invictus.
Yeah. So it's just that plus, like, the power of enacting ultraviolet radiation. That's a real difficult issue sometimes for military.
Well, that's an interesting question. I have never met the baby from Teletubbies. I don't know if you have. Does the baby control the rays it can emit out? Or is that just sort
solar
of involuntary?
Flares? Oh, do you think the sun just randomly does solar flares based on its what it?
Have you seen the twisted, mutated mess that is Tinky Winky?
That
poor soul.
So that was the
radiation bombarded.
That was the baby intentionally doing that, just intentionally.
The baby shapes the planet
shooting rays
to its will.
When you learn about the sun baby in the Teletubbies, when you learn about its motivations, you start to view that show a lot differently.
Well, I mean,
you don't want to know what happens when baby hungry.
Oh no, that's a good draft pick. Then it sounds like if baby's hungry, you're gonna be able to destroy your enemies.
Just decimate. Armies. Yeah, just decimate. So I hate to say it, but
pointing radiation at them that turns them into sort of like a baby monster thing.
Yeah, with a TV in their belly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just and I hate to I feel like all your picks are kind of stupid in comparison, honestly.
They are, yeah. Everything I said was awful compared to the baby from Teletubbies.
Yeah. So anyway, that's it. I got my conquering army. I have for me it was Taz, the drunk pilot from Secret Life of Walter Mitty, and of course baby son from Teletubbies. All right. Well, thank you so much, Stretch, for being on the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I know you listen to us, but is there anyone else you'd like to promote? Anyone you're a fan of?
I'm a big fan of these guys and the Twitch TV called the Wiz World Live. That's what I've heard. They're good times. If you ever get the chance, go check them out. I also just wanted to say thank you to both of you guys. It's the first time I've talked to someone in a long time. Thank you.
Yeah, well, you're on the you're on the radio, right? Like you talk to people on the radio. You're Stretch on the radio.
Yeah, I mean, no. I mean, that happens sometimes.
Okay, so, but yeah, I guess in a long time might just be a few hours or whatever.
Yeah, it's just, it's not the same thing,
But Stretch, when you really think about it, you're never really alone and you're never really lonely because you always have your wife with you.
Well, except when you're in the port or like on the small roads.
Yeah.
Or any of that. Like,
yeah, I guess
you with your aunt or your grandma or whatever.
But that family, you're right. I do have family. I'm not alone. I'm going to go break some union violations and drive for another 48 hours. Thanks, guys. This is really great.
If there's one thing I want to encourage, it's breaking violating union rules. All right. Well, thank you so much for being on, Stretch. Thank you to our producer, Cameron. People should go watch that Wizworld live. You might even find some familiar faces there sometime. Thank you to Digital in the house. Teletubbies.
Have you seen the twisted, mutated mess that is Tinky Winky? That poor soul.
Teletubbies.
Tinky Winky. Teletubbies. Tinky Winky.
This has been the Jock Doc Podcast.
See ya.